Perfect. So we'll do our usual quick introductions, even though some of us know one another. And if people join, then, like it's very casual and interactive. So feel free to jump in at any time. So I'll let Sarah go first.
Hi, I'm Sarah Risk. I'm the team leader of Team Absolute for the Absolute group of companies here in Worcester.
Awesome. Hi. And Caitlin.
I'm Caitlin Morris, and I'm the team leader for Allie's Warriors.
Welcome. And Erin, most of you know.
Sure. I'm Erin. I work in the advancement office at the medical school with Julie, and I manage the sponsorships for the Cancer Walk.
And Erin's been very busy with sponsorships, so we've been very grateful for all of the support, corporate support and so forth, as well as, of course, teams, which are the lifeblood of the event, as both of you very well know. And it's so nice just to see people's faces, which is why this has been fun to do, because of course this year is different, and Erin and I unfortunately don't know a lot of you guys, so even if we know you by team name or like individual name, but it's just nice to chat and hear about how your teams are doing and if you need anything from us. So if everybody doesn't mind, I'm just gonna go over like a couple of quick updates, or just a couple of highlights, I should say, which both of you might already know about, but some of them are new this year. So I just figured for people who, couldn't join or whatever, we could just run through them super quickly. So, I know what I wanted to show you guys. Look what came in yesterday.
They look really nice.
Cool, yeah, with a ton of sponsors in the back.
That's so cool.
And they're super, super, super soft. So I think everyone's gonna love them. Really excited to send them around. So we just got them in, but everyone who raises $100, is going to get one in the mail or next week when we do our drive-through event. So we'll be busy mailing those all around, but hopefully almost everyone, if not everyone, will have them before the 13th, which is, just in case they want to wear them. A lot of people I know have team shirts, which is great too, but that's what we're hoping if the mail cooperates with us. Yeah, exactly. And then I think you guys probably have seen, but we're hoping to do a drive-through event on Wednesday, kind of like all day from 11 right through the evening, in case people can come on their lunch break or at the end of the day. And of course, I know now people's schedules are even crazier than usual. So it will be in Shrewsbury at our South Street office parking lot, and we're trying to make it super easy where people can just literally drive through, and we'll have a whole bag of goodies for them, including for people who have reached their fundraising milestones, the t-shirts, but we'll also have the Walk Week Challenge packets, which I'll give you guys a sneak preview of, and a bunch of other goodies, a bunch of stuff from our sponsors. And so I think it will be really fun. We have table talk pies, we have Polar Seltzer coupons, we have sunglasses from some of our bank sponsors, and a whole bunch of goodies. So I'll show you guys, if you don't mind me sharing my screen for a second. This is the sneak preview of our Walk Week challenges. So starting on the 6th, that Sunday before the walk, we're gonna do, and we'll send, of course, these all around too, because people can download them and print them at home and so forth, and they're also on our website. But every day we just have something that's like, either you can do as an individual or with part of your team or your family, or however you wanna do it. But just to kind of get people excited for walk day, and you can post, any of your challenge activities if you want to, and tag us and stuff. So it will be fun to see kind of like teams and families getting together and doing whatever. So that includes, see if I can pull up. Can you guys see this? The Why I Walk. So that's a printable poster that people can put if they wanted to, like the name of the people or person that they're walking in honor of or in memory of, or however they want to do it is great. So that's the My Why signs up. That'll be on Wednesday. And then where Erin and I are really excited about Backyard Bingo, which is Saturday's challenge. So we have this fun printable or downloadable backyard bingo card that people can do in their neighborhood or a park or whatever. So that will be fun, I think. And that's new, of course, but we figured since people can't be together, it'd be fun to see like everyone's posts and stuff. So we're hoping that will, hi Bailey. I told you, Caitlin, you're totally in good company.
I had my parents come just as backup, just in case.
Oh my gosh. This is our new reality. So you're definitely.
She wanders in and out all the time.
And then our August team prize challenge is almost done, of course, in a couple of days. And I know Team Absolute is totally gunning for it. And maybe you guys are too, Caitlin. But we have over $1,500 in prizes for the team that we're just going to randomly draw. Any team that raises for every $1,000 raised. So if you raise $2,000, your name goes in twice and so forth. To win, and it includes like a Kona shaved ice party and a photographer to come either to your, team or family or however you want to do it, and a whole bunch of other gift cards and goodies from all around Central Mass. So that's kind of exciting. And then of course you guys have seen probably our Facebook profile frames online, and we also have these fancy Zoom backgrounds for those of us who live on Zoom. It's been nice to not just have our boring, stuff in the background, which was, at least, I shouldn't say that. Most people's backgrounds aren't boring, but mine was boring. It was just a blank wall and people would tease me about it. So anyway, that's fun. And they're all on our website. And then I think the only other thing was our Volturno class. Have you guys both seen that online?
Yes, I saw it.
Do you have a ticket?
I wanted to so bad, but we'll be on vacation. So.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, so their Volturno in Worcester is hosting a pasta class for us, and they go live on Facebook. So you're at home in your own kitchen, but it's so fun. Erin and I did one earlier, like in the spring when we first were all kind of shut down. They did this. You go pick up like that day or the day before a ball of fresh pasta. Plus they typically make you like some of the pasta fresh, but pre-made in case like things go to, hell during your cooking experience. And then they give you all the ingredients for the sauce and a bottle of wine. And then you just do it at home. And Greg that owns Volturno is in his home kitchen too. And he logs in and usually has his kids with him or something. And just talks you through the whole thing, and it's super fun. People like comment and stuff, so we're excited for that, and we think it will probably sell out soon. So if you know anyone who you think might want to do it, totally spread the word. It's all over Facebook, but I can also send around like a ticket link, or if you have any trouble finding it. But I think did I forget anything, Erin? I think that was it. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you guys about, which you may have already seen. But we introduced, I know both of you are very familiar with the 500 Club, but this year we decided, since some of you, including your teams, or people on your teams, I should say, are raising, well over $500, we added these other recognition levels that are higher, so that we still have the 500 Club. It's not going away. It will be pretty much the same as always, but we added, so for each, club, impact club level that you get to, you'll get an additional gift. So everyone in any of these levels will get the 500 Club gift. And then, Strider Club will get a second gift, and Extra Mile Club will get a third gift, and so forth. So we're excited for that, because we know how hard you all work. And of course, these are individual fundraising levels, not based on like your team's fundraising, but we know how hard everyone works, and we have somebody who's like knocking at the door of the Pace Setter Club, so that's exciting. Yeah, so, and then we have a whole bunch of people that are in the other clubs too, so we're excited for that. So that'll be kind of like after the event, we'll make sure that everyone gets acknowledged and so forth. So I think that was it from Erin. Did I forget about anything?
I think you covered everything that we wanted to.
Okay, awesome. Well, do you want to talk about the walk weekend match at all?
Yeah, so we're going to be pushing out, you may have seen back in July, we did a 2-to-1 match for the CAR financial group. So all of the donations for the week after the 4th of July were matched, and it was hugely successful. We really saw a big jump both from the week before as well as that same week in last year. So we're doing a similar match, and it's Har Auto Group is putting up the money for it this year, and it'll be for the weekend of the walk. So it'll just be the walk day, the 13th. So it's a shorter time, but we think that we'll have so many more people tuning in on the 13th. And it's 2-to-1. So for every $1 that somebody donates, Har is matching it for $2. And so, yeah, they're doing it that way since it's a shorter window. But we think we'll be able to capture, it'll be up to $20,000. That's what they're putting up for it. So we think that over the course of that day, we'll be able to see a pretty big jump. We're hoping that this kind of makes up for some of the money that we would have gotten from people being with us in person and feeling motivated to give after they, are with us on campus and hearing the stories. So we're thinking this might fill the gap a little bit with that. So stay tuned to see a lot on social media and emails and stuff like that. We're not doing the postcard like that we had done for the previous one just because it's such a small window. We think we can capture a lot of people's attention in a short window of time. But stay tuned, and we're gonna hopefully see another big jump.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, and you know what? That reminds me probably the most important thing, which is walk day. You'll be seeing a lot of stuff come out shortly, but on our website and all of our social media channels, there will be a link that, people can tune in. So we're going to, on Sunday the 13th, we're going to go live with our broadcast at 10 a.m. But if anyone, can't, if that time is inconvenient for anyone, you can watch it later. So we have all kinds of things. We have some celebrity appearances. We're going to hear from the researchers, lots of teams we're going to hear from, and some patients and families too. So we're super excited. It won't be like overly lengthy or anything like that. But, I think it'll be kind of fun, and we'll get to, talk to, or I guess sort of talk to you, because we'll be technically live. So if people can comment live and stuff like that too. So hopefully it will make us feel like a little bit together. And I think it will be fun. So we're excited for that. So that's at 10 on the 13th. So, which is, if you can believe it, only just over 2 weeks away. Yeah. So tell us how your teams are doing, and what you've been up to, and how everyone's sort of weathering the virtual year. Kate, do you wanna talk about your team?
Sure. This year's definitely been challenging for us with doing things virtually. A lot of our team members were impacted by COVID. So it's a little bit of feeling bad about reaching out to people to be like, hey, give us the money you don't have. But we still are trying to do some fundraisers virtually to so people kind of still are getting something out of the fundraiser. So we had already done a sweatshirt fundraiser where we sold sweatshirts with our team names on them this year instead of doing walk day shirts. And then we also have now that restrictions have kind of eased up just a little bit, we're doing a planting event at a local nursery, and we usually do this twice a year. But we didn't get to do it in May, but we are going to be able to get to do it in September, which is wonderful. And so it's actually a grab and go event this year. So for $40, people can reserve a spot, and we're going to have all of the materials to create this beautiful autumn planter that they can actually just come to the nursery, pick up, and go home. So normally we would be all together, and we would have we've had almost 70 people participate in this each time every year. And it's gotten to the point where we had to break it up into 2 time slots, and we did wine and cheese, and we had gift cards and giveaways. And
oh, cool.
So it's much different. Yeah, much different this year. But we're still seeing a lot of people want to participate in that. So we're hoping to have a big chunk of money to donate onto our team coming. So that's going to be next Friday, actually.
Do you, Caitlin, do you have a link or anything for that, or like a Facebook event or something?
I do.
Do you mind sending it to me? Are you comfortable with me sharing it?
Yeah, that's fine. I actually think I tagged UMass Cancer Walk in a post today in it.
Oh, maybe
on
you missed
Facebook.
it. Okay, I'll take a look for it. Well, so
but
it also depends on your settings, because sometimes like if your settings aren't public, I won't see them. But let
I'm
me look.
private.
Oh,
But
that
if you
might
look
be
up
why.
Allie's Warriors too, we created a public Facebook page
Oh, good. Okay.
under our team title. And that's where we post all of our events, fundraising events that have to do with the UMass Cancer Walk. And that's where we post like the UMass Cancer Walk information. We post it all in that hub.
Is it
So that is public.
that?
Yes.
Or is that
that's it.
the, okay.
Yep. And so if you go, I think you might have to request to join, but then I'll just do it for you.
Perfect. Okay. Thanks. Then I'll see, because I definitely wanted to share it. I love that idea. I think it's so creative, and I think it speaks to like how lots of teams have lots of great ideas that they do year after year, but this year we have to be extra creative. But I love that you guys figured out a way to kind of work around some of the restrictions and still make it, your tradition kind of like stay. And I just think it's so cool. I love that. We'll definitely, oh, I see it. At Bemis Farms Nursery in Spencer?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so we're hoping, I mean, people seem really excited about it. They had been asking if we were going to do anything. Also, like, I think so. We walk in honor of my sister-in-law, Allie, who had passed away 3 years ago. And so her twin sister is getting married on the same day as the cancer walk.
Oh, no way.
Yes. She had booked it a while ago, and then all of a sudden the cancer walk came out, and it was the same day. And usually she comes and her parents come. It's usually like a big thing. So it was kind of funny. We were like, so people are kind of like, are we doing the thing on the day of the walk? Or then there's the wedding. So there's been a lot of wrenches thrown in our year
No kidding.
with this event this year. But we're still out there trying to hustle.
I love it.
So
no, and I mean, like, it's I don't want to say it's the silver lining, because obviously it stings, but that's kind of one of the first things that Erin and I had said when we decided like that we got to go virtual. Like we don't know what the fall will look like, and all this, we had obviously talked amongst our whole team and stuff. And so once we reached a decision, that was one of the first things we said. We were like, well, technically now no one has a conflict or like gonna be away or have a wedding or something, because even if you can't do it that day, you can do it anytime. So
right.
People won't feel like they're missing out and stuff if they have something. So it's kind of one of those things that we were like, well, at least everyone can do it anytime. Well, that's our whole thing this year, is like your place, your pace. So it's like anytime, anywhere, any distance. So what did you guys decide to do as far as, are you still going to try to get together that weekend, or is the wedding, I'm sure, is small anyway, but.
So there's a group of like me and my friends that are going to still get together and do the walk that day.
Oh, nice.
My in-laws and things like that will be at the wedding with her sister and everything like that. But they're going to try to get in a walk like on that Saturday or something. We actually already did do one on her birthday, my sister-in-law's birthday. We had kind of put it out there for everyone to maybe walk on her birthday if you can't make it on the 13th, which was great because people actually came on and donated on her birthday. So we were able to kind of increase funds that way and get people excited. That was in July. But there still is a group of us that are going to participate on the actual walk day.
That was a really good idea. We always say that if you have any way to incorporate like any type of special date, it definitely, I think, boosts fundraising, because it gives people, I don't want to say it gives them a deadline, but I feel like especially if you start fundraising early, which I know both of your teams usually do sign up really early in the season. And it's like, people keep thinking, oh, there's months until that. And, you know, that's kind of like doesn't feel as pressing or whatever. So I know it does help a lot if you have some type of a date to say, oh, like, you know, in honor of Allie's birthday, we'd really like to invite you to donate or whatever. But I hear you, Caitlin, because it is a tough year for people, like financially, and the economy is crazy, and people are, you know, job security isn't what it used to be for sure. And you know, I think I say this, I know I've said this a lot, and sorry, Sarah, because I think you've heard me say it once or twice at least. But I do think, you know, someone said to us early in this, you know, fundraising expert that Aaron and I were listening in on a webinar with, and he said, you know, your mission is always going to be important no matter what else is going on in the world. So don't feel, I say guilty or whatever to still continue your work. And I think that goes through to all the teams and fundraisers too, because it's like cancer doesn't care about pandemics, unfortunately. And, you know, the doctors were even telling us that they were worried because some people weren't coming into the clinics. Like if somebody had some type of symptom or something going on and really should be going in, or even for like particular treatments or something, and we're nervous about going to the medical center. So they said that they're even concerned about like later diagnoses and other things like that that could be kind of like a side effect of the pandemic. So it's totally like cancer is still so prevalent, and if anything, you know, it's even more concerning now because people have very legitimate distractions, but you know, we just can't, and you know, that was what Aaron and myself and our team had talked about too, is like, we can't take a year off. We just can't. The researchers can't afford for us to lose momentum, and we know how meaningful it is to you guys too. So we had talked about that, because it's like, oh, do you wait till the spring, or but who knows what's going to happen in the spring. So, you know, we were like, no, we're just gonna still do it. And it's been actually remarkable, I would say. We meet obviously very frequently, you know, here on Zoom. But we've been so grateful and I don't want to say shocked, sounds dramatic, but that we're able to see so much support even with such a tough year. It's been very heartwarming and encouraging to see, you know, how people are just like, gotta do this, you know. So we really appreciate you guys, because we know asking for money is always hard. Hi. It's always hard to ask, and this year it's extra hard. So, you know, it's like, we totally feel your struggle. But thank you guys, because we know it's never easy, but it's especially not easy now. So but you're doing it, and it's awesome. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that, and I'll be sure to share your event too, because I love the idea. It's just so
That'd be
unique.
great. Thank you.
Yeah, it's so cool.
That's a great idea.
I love it. Sarah, what do you got going on? I know you guys are super busy.
Yes, we've been doing really well. I mean, we've always just fundraised virtually, so that thankfully, you know, that's been easy for us. I still have one more colleague who hasn't sent out our link to his vendor, so I'm hoping for actually a pretty decent boost once he sends it. He promised by the end of the day today, so we'll see. I've reminded him I think 4 times already.
Your problems.
Yeah, I'm like, hi, Paul. He's like, I know. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so we've got that going on. I've been doing my artwork, which has been so successful. Like that blew my mind, and that's been really cool. It sold.
Yeah, tell Aaron and Caitlin about your art thing. It's so cool.
Yeah. One of the things I've always loved to do is just walk on the beach. I literally pick up, I think, every pretty shell and piece of sea glass my whole life, and I've had these collections of it forever. So I started kind of making little pieces of artwork with them, painting them or arranging them in shapes and selling them, and $10 of each sale goes to the walk. And I've to 80 pieces I've sold now. They're in Colorado, Georgia, Michigan, Indiana, New Jersey, Arizona. Like it's just been so crazy and really, really cool. So it's been a lot of fun.
And they're really, really pretty.
Thank you. They're really cool. I'm like, I might have something here.
Yeah, no kidding. That's a ton. I didn't realize that's how many you had sold.
Yes, 80. My goal is 100, but I'm taking a break for vacation. And then when I come back, it'll be walk week. And, I'll post something about like, help me reach my goal and all of that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so it's pretty neat.
Oh, that's
Where do you sell them?
I really didn't think that it was going to be anything. I posted, I think, maybe 20 pieces on just my personal Facebook, and a lot of family and friends obviously bought some, and they started sharing the links. And then next thing I know, I've got, I don't want to say strangers because they were family and friends, but like, oh, I love this one, I love that one. This one's sold. Can you make that one? So it just kind of grew from there. And then I had brought it into work for some coworkers who had purchased them, and then that spiraled, and it's just been really cool how all of a sudden it just grew. So it's been a lot of fun. And there's even people who, some people got them as gifts and were told kind of the story behind them, and they said, oh, I've got this as a gift, this is really neat, really pretty, can you send me your team link? I'd love to donate. So we've actually gotten some donations out of that too, and it's just, it blows my mind how awesome the turnout has been on that.
They're so cool too. Sarah, do you mind if I show
Go
them?
for it. Sure.
I'm just on your Instagram, but you can kind of see, I don't know if you can see that, but she just uses like all the coolest like little beach things, and like they're so fun, and they're all different. That's just a couple of
I
them.
know.
They're
Yeah.
so pretty.
It's been really cool. I've been working on some fall and Christmas themed ones lately.
They're so fun, and they're just like, different, but she has obviously a bunch.
Yeah.
They're really cool.
It'll be fun. I'll be back on the beach all next week, so I will replenish my stuff.
That's right. Have a ton of supplies.
Yeah.
I love that. And how your team pretty much is like go with the flow, right? Because you said you guys always kind of, other than walk day, you kind of always do everything online anyway.
Yes, really go with the flow. I think we've got a lot of people. I've been encouraging just little things like can donations and things like that. We've been very fortunate as a company to pretty much sustain us throughout the pandemic, which has been really cool. So we've been fortunate enough for that. So that hasn't really changed for us very much, which is a good thing. But yeah, just sharing the link and getting it out there. I think that this artwork really showed a lot of people, how to be a little creative and just have fun with the fundraising. It opened a lot of doors for me too, with some of our reps and things like that. So that was really neat. So we're rocking and rolling.
You guys really are. Both your teams are. And this is honestly exactly why we have these, because I think it helps people think outside the box. Like, I mean, you guys thought of things that I would have never thought of, and we do this all day long, so that's really amazing. And, you've probably seen some things, but we have teams that are doing cash calendars, and we have a team who did a Pure Haven party and a Pampered Chef party, and just all kinds of super creative, and some people are used to doing like live, like bake sales or benefits, like at a hall or a bar or something. So they really had to think outside the box. We had a really successful clothing drive that one team did that was really clever. But it's been so fun to see people. I think one team, I don't think it's live yet, but they're planning to do an online auction, and they're also artists and musicians. So usually they do this really cool live event where they have a bunch of different musicians, and then they auction off some art. The husband is a musician and the wife is an artist, I believe. So they kind of have this natural, so they can't do it this year, at least live. So they're going to move it online, and they're really excited about that too. So it's been so amazing just seeing people being super creative, and it's really impressive. I know one other fundraiser, she's been going around and sort of asking for gift cards and other types of donations and stuff. So kind of holding her own raffle, which has been really successful. So, and I'm sure I'm forgetting some things too, but it's like so cool, to see the community rally. And like what you guys were saying is people who maybe didn't know about the event, or maybe you would hesitate to approach them and say, can you give us cash? But you could say, oh, would you want to come to this event, or, participate in this thing online or whatever, and it feels like a little less aggressive than saying like donate to me. So it's so smart of you guys and your teams, and all the teams have been just so creative. I would say even more so, this year. And it's so great to hear about it all. Erin and I keep saying, and at first I think we were just reassuring ourselves, but now we're actually starting to believe ourselves that everything we're doing this year, when we are allowed, to go back to like normal, I think it will make us like that much more successful as, an event, like all of us, the fundraisers are coming up with new ideas, and these are things you guys can do with or without a pandemic. So now you're like ahead of the game. But yeah, it's really awesome. You guys are the best. This is so cool. Do you have any of your donors or your team members or anybody run into like any questions that that tripped you up? Like, as far as, I know one of the biggest questions I always get from people is, well, how far do I have to walk or run? And I'm like, you can do the 1 mile or the 5 mile or a 5K, but you can walk around the block, you walk on your treadmill, so I know that's one that we've been getting a fair amount of that question. And then of course, a lot of people are used to bringing money to the event, that they kind of collected over time. So we're just asking them to like mail it if it's a check. And then if it's obviously cash or something, I can either meet up with you, or if you prefer, you can always like deposit it and then make an online donation like to yourself, essentially.
I've been doing
Yeah, it seems like people have been fine with it. Have you guys run into anything, Caitlin, with that, like any offline donation type stuff?
There's a few people every year that usually give us checks and stuff, and what they've been doing is they've just mailed it to either, like, my mother-in-law is the other one. We're kind of like the two main people that people go to about the event. So they'll either just mail the check to her or meet up with her and drop the check off, or even Venmo has been a great thing. Like, especially when it comes to like fundraisers like the grab and go thing or the sweatshirt event. Like, we don't have to physically be with people. They can just Venmo it or PayPal or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's been really helpful. But we haven't, most of the people have just mailed it or dropped it off. So we've been pretty good with that. Normally she would have kept the checks and then we would have brought them the day of, but what she's been doing is having people make them out to her, and then she goes on and makes the donation.
Yeah, and I know her name's Laura, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she and I had a phone call a few weeks ago too, just to sort out like the logistics, because I know it is a little bit different, and you want to make sure that, like your donor's name is attached to their donation. But I think that's perfect. That's that's a perfect little like workaround, if you will. Any of those things, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Pay, whatever works for people. We always say, like, if we can make it easy for people to donate, then, because do you ever like go to checkout, you're about to buy something online, or I don't know, and you get to a page that you're like, are you kidding me right now? And then you just give up. So we're like, no, we got to make it functional for people and kind of meet them where they are. And but if anyone does run into a situation where they wanted me to come pick up, checks or cash or anything like that, just let me know, because I'm certainly happy to do that. And obviously after the walk, we can keep collecting, so it's great. It's really great.
I will say the new website for registering was great.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, good. I'm so glad to hear that. It's much better from our end, but it's good to hear that from like reports and all that sort of like tweaking things and entering stuff. But what we really need is for you guys to work for you guys. And donors too, of course. But I'm so happy to hear that. It definitely is
no
more.
One had issues with you.
Oh, good. That is awesome. I feel like it has more options. Mm-hmm. Like customizing and making it your own and stuff. So yeah, I'm glad. That's great. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if you guys do run into anything, obviously you know where to find us, but you're pretty much cruising. So it's crazy to think we are only about 2 weeks away now. it's wild. I think Jen might have just joined, but not on video. Can you hear us, Jen? Maybe she's just listening in, which is great too. But you know, it's awesome talking to you guys, because I mean, selfishly, it stinks just not being able to see people and hear this stuff. You know, your stories and why you do this every year, and also like what you're up to, and if you need anything. So I appreciate you guys taking the time just to share. And I do think it helps other teams too, to encourage them. And I know right at the beginning when we started doing this, people were like, oh, you know, like someone would have an idea and everyone else is like, oh my gosh. And someone had shared, I think Sarah, you were talking to Julie, the other Julie, about her online trivia party that she did.
That was cool. I was gonna do that, and then the artwork thing like literally just popped in my head one day, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna see how this does, and then it
Took off. Yeah, that's awesome. It's been so cool. Yeah, I don't want to keep you guys if you're feeling, you know, like you're in a good place and you don't have any other questions or anything. I wanted to give Jen a chance, but I don't know if she might just be listening. But did you guys have anything else that you wanted to share relative to your team or walk day, or you know, questions we can help with or anything? Good. You guys are, I mean, you guys are like are, you know, like model team captains. We have many, we're very lucky, but you know, you just have a good system and you're really good at communicating with your teams, and it shows, you know. And I think like social media, you know, do you guys both use social media a ton for sharing stuff? Yeah.
That's like the main thing, is pretty much social media.
Yeah.
And then we know the people who aren't on social media, so we know who we have to reach by phone or by email or whatever. But social media is a huge help in, hold on, I have tears. A huge help in getting the word out there. And then because Allie's from Florida, so we'd have people in Florida participating. Her family lives in New York. So we have people from all over.
Oh, no, but I agree with you, because it's like you can reach so many people and such a broad audience. And I find that like on social media, was it last week that we had Jen that joined us about social media management, and she had said, you know, the way algorithms work on social media sites, it's not like you're really harassing people or bothering them, you know, because you could post every day, and for the most part, someone probably saw it the day before and said, oh, I wanted to do that, and forgot, or never saw it at all, just because of the way, you know, things get buried so quickly. And so that was a good reminder, I thought, from her last week, because I was like, yeah, you know, like people aren't annoyed by that, especially now that we're like so close. I think it's like, you know, feels a little bit more of a deadline, I guess, for people to, you know, get in there. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for spending some time with us and telling us about all your awesome ideas. So great to hear. And
Thank you for inviting me. This was
oh my
great.
gosh, yeah, no. And you guys do you both have team shirts coming, or that you used from previous years?
Yeah, I have a lot.
Yeah, make sure you guys take a lot of pictures too. Since we can't see everyone, you know, usually we have our photographers running around and stuff, so we're really excited to see everyone's team pictures, regardless of when they walk, or if they're in, you know, smaller groups or different days or whatever it works out, but we're excited to see them. So definitely don't be shy. We love when people either tag us and things or send us, you know, emails, pictures or whatever. They're always the best. They're way better than any content we can come up with. So. Awesome. Yeah, so I'm going to share your nursery event, Caitlin.
That'd be great.
Definitely. I love that idea. What a fun, just something different.
Hmm. And then you have like a nice little planter for your porch and it's very
So
fallish. It
cool.
has like a sunflower and some red in there and a
Oh,
yellow pot. It's really pretty.
that's so
That's awesome.
cool. How did you guys end up, like, when did you start doing that? Did you have a connection at that nursery or?
It's just a local nursery that my mother-in-law has always shopped at. And she does these workshops every year on the weekends, and she creates all these beautiful creations, and you pay a flat fee, and she provides you with all the materials, and then it's a class, and she'll teach you how to put together, and she'll just teach you about how to make a beautiful pot in general if you want to do it on your own. So the first year we did it, we decided to do one, and it was way more successful than we realized it was going to be. And then it just kept growing because people wanted to return every year and bring friends. And then we started making it like, oh, well, let's do like wine and cheese and hors d'oeuvres and dessert. And we'll do like we ended up doing a raffle. So everyone puts their name on a piece of paper and we give away things throughout the event. And then we've also kind of made it like an educational type thing because my sister-in-law had passed away from cervical cancer. So it's kind of like, hey, this is your reminder to schedule your yearly appointment. This is an appointment that you do not want to miss. Like, go see your gynecologist. And so I've been making it a thing every year. And we actually even had someone from another team last year join. Her daughter is a cancer patient at UMass, actually. She's 13. I can't remember her name. Erin? No, not Erin. I can't remember. Her daughter spoke at last year's event, I believe.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yes.
I can't remember her name.
It's slipping my mind too. I can picture them.
Yes, they joined up. We linked up with them last year, and her mom had come and participated in the event. So she was able to share her story and talk about how the UMass Cancer Center in general has been life-saving for her family. And so it's just kind of grown. And so, I don't know, it's just kind of naturally happened, and we get a lot of people coming every year. So
that's so fun.
Yeah, we're excited to get it in again this year. We didn't know if we were going to be able to. So people are excited.
That's really cool. And I love the idea of like, you're able to incorporate another local business too. So you're bringing them, potential business and new customers and stuff too at the same time. So I'm sure they appreciate hosting it too. Especially
They're great to us.
like, so yeah.
They usually will donate some of, they'll make like a donation to us as well. So the team
that's
as well,
awesome.
the business. Just because people go there for the class, but they see all the flowers and everything that's there. So they end up leaving with more than just what they had originally anticipated. So yeah, it's definitely everybody wins in the situation, which is great.
Totally. Yeah, that's such a smart idea. I love it. Yeah, you guys are both doing fun things, and I think it will inspire people who maybe are like hitting a wall or something, to kind of, I think every time someone shares something, it triggers like, oh wait, I know someone who teaches yoga or whatever, but something that you're like, oh wait a second, I could ask them to do that, or maybe even something they do themselves, or but yeah, you guys are really thinking outside the box. It's cool. It's really, really great. Well, I don't want to take up any more of your day. Not that we're not in any rush, but it was awesome talking to you guys and, hearing about your teams, and we're excited for the next couple of weeks. And I think we're going to hopefully we'll feel like we're kind of still, all together between like hopefully all the posts and pictures and stuff like that. So spread the word about the Walk Week challenges and all the other fun stuff. And we'll see what catches on. Fun.
Thank you both for what you're doing. We really appreciate it.
It was awesome to see
Very
you guys.
enjoyable.
Yeah, let us know if you need anything in the meantime too. I'm sure we'll talk before then.
Yeah.
And Jen, I think Jen might just be listening, but thanks for joining, and hopefully we'll talk soon. All right, bye.
All right, have a good weekend.
You too. Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.